Hello, my friends, and welcome to week 3 of the Morrowind May Modathon. I am just going to jump straight into it today because there are quite a few mods I would like to talk about that have been released in the last week or so. Some of them are absolutely amazing. The first mod on our list today is called Beast Boots for OpenMW by Dregacciaccio. Hope I'm saying that right. Now, this is a mod that's already existed for a long time for MWSE users, but one of the main drawbacks of playing an Argonian or Khajiit typically in these games is you can never wear shoes, and so you just have an armor slot that can never be enchanted. You're always at a disadvantage, and it's honestly something that's put me off from playing an Argonian or Khajiit for quite a while. But with this mod for OpenMW, we can finally wear shoes as Argonians and Khajiit, and that actually makes me really want to play one. So here's our character just fresh off the boat, not really wearing the coolest looking clothes ever, but we do have 2 pairs of boots, and as you can see, we've equipped boots, chitin boots specifically, and we're actually wearing them. They sort of turn into shin guards, but it works for all boots, anything from the vanilla game, the DLC, expansions, and I think OAAB, all the clothing it adds. The only thing it does not work for are actual shoes. It just works for armor. Pretty cool though. Does make me want to play a beast race for pretty much the first time ever in Morrowind. The next mod is called Toxicology Custom Poisoning Skill by Kildozery. We've already reviewed quite a few of his skill mods, but they have added another skill mod. Now, there are some poison mods for Morrowind, quite a few. I think there's one for MWSE, and there have been a few attempts to make a poison mod for OpenMW, but none of them, I don't feel like personally when I've tried them, are very thorough. They're usually very underwhelming. So Kildozery here has gone ahead and made it its own skill. So essentially what happens is you get a potion, something that has a negative effect, and you can drag it onto your character, and it will say, quality drain willpower to your iron dagger or drink. So you can drink it like normal if you want to hurt yourself for some reason, or you can apply it to your weapon. So we just applied a drain willpower ability to our dagger. Now, the next time we hit somebody, it'll deal this poison damage to them, and it works with poison effects, any sort of potion you can make with negative effects, which is amazing because normally you get these potions in Morrowind, they're just vendor trash, right? You just sell them because the only option is to drink them and hurt yourself for some reason. Now you can stick it on your weapon, go up to an NPC you don't like. I just drained her willpower, and you can see the magical effect just went off there on her. My guess is it's better to make your own, because then you can have it deal damage over time. There's tons of effects that just aren't useful in the vanilla game, but all of a sudden they can be. You know, you can drain someone's strength with poison until they can no longer move. So like I said, this mod has perks. When you reach level 25, you can reapply the same poison twice and make it stronger. When you reach level 50, you can have more than one potion effect on your blade or weapon at the same time. At Toxicology level 75, you have a chance to keep your poison on your weapon after multiple uses, so you can just keep swinging, keep hitting them with that poison. At skill level 100, you have a 35% chance to apply a weakness to poison for 10 seconds, kind of just compounding the poisons you're applying. That is super cool. You can actually play an assassin character now. And this does work for ranged weapons. You can stick it on a bow, and it works just as well as it does on daggers. Our next mod on the list, also made by Kildozery, is called of Pestilence and Purification. And the whole purpose of this mod is actually kind of amazing if you're playing a healer character, a temple character, an imperial cult character. Specifically, this mod is perfect for me because my next character for Morrowind is going to be a healer character. So what this mod allows you to do is it allows you to cure blight and disease on creatures. So normally in Morrowind, when you're running around, very, very often you run into creatures who are blighted. Well, now, if you can find a diseased creature, you can cure them and they'll go back to more of a passive state. They won't just attack you for fun. You helped cure them. There's a few quests in Vanilla Morrowind where you go and cure like Quama Queens to make them not hostile anymore. It's kind of like that. And it's just another mod that just adds a little bit of roleplay to the game. So the other side of this, you have some new spells. Spells like Mercy's Rebuke and Purifying Storm. These are just 2 I bought off random merchants. You can of course make your own. And from what I understand, it's based off your destruction skill. When you attack blighted creatures with these spells, it makes them take a significant amount of damage, almost like you're playing a paladin casting Holy Light. So if we cast this on this random guy, yes, it is a destruction spell and it does a bunch of damage to him. It's kind of like fire damage, but it's specifically meant to kill diseased and blighted creatures. Bring mercy to those who have been diseased. It does not work on non-blighted targets like this Cliff Racer here. But yeah, just another cool little roleplay thing that adds a lot to the game, I feel like. The next mod on our list is actually a type of mod I really haven't covered so far during the modathon. And it's not necessarily because I don't like them. I actually love these kind of mods. But I don't know, there haven't been too many that have caught my eye, except for this one. This mod, called Villa Stellaris, made by AstelarRus, adds a villa to the island of Charok, which are part of the Project Cyrodiil release for Project Tamriel. Now this isn't just a house mod that gives you a huge manor with no quest, you don't have to pay for it, you just inherit it or something. No, there is an actual quest involved with the purchasing of this home, and apparently it has multiple different endings. I don't know how much it changes. There's also a second quest that allows you to hire staff. So it's not just going to be you and your giant villa with your fountains and your swimming pool. You can have this fully staffed with servants who do various things for you. What's not to freaking like? I kind of consoled my way in here, so there are some hostile enemies, but this place is absolutely massive. Yeah, there you go. There's some quests related, I assume, to them. Maybe you have to kill them. Look at this. Look at this freaking house, dude. You have a huge dining room, and it's all done in the Imperial style from Project Cyrodiil, which is one of my absolute favorites. You get the Goldenrod house during the Kingdom of Anvil questline, but this is just on a whole nother level. Let's keep going up while we get chased. Yeah, you got some mannequins. You have display cases for all your crap. I wonder... Oh yeah, there's some bookshelves for your library. This is crazy, dude. Servant quarters. I kind of want to keep going up until we get to the master bedroom. Like, look how well made this is, dude. This is a house mod you install every time you come to play Project Cyrodiil. And at the end of it all is a balcony where you can gaze up upon the stars, look out into the water, and just enjoy the immense estate you now own. Awesome stuff. Love it. The next mod on our list is called Sitting on Chairs by Hrothgar123. And just as the title says, it allows you to sit on chairs easily. So there have been some mods for OpenMW that allow you to sit, but this is how it normally goes. You have to open up your inventory, click on an amulet, sit on chair. Oh, I wasn't actually on the chair. So now I have to re-equip the amulet, stand back up, position myself back onto the chair, hit sit on chair. Oh, I sat too far off the seat and now it looks weird. Pain in the butt. A lot of times I just won't use it. Hrothgar has gone ahead and made it where you can just push the interact key for made space and your character will sit. How freaking cool is that? You can finally just sit down and enjoy the comforts of home. Awesome stuff. Hrothgar123 has also made a second mod that sort of can potentially go alongside sitting on chairs, and it is called Dynamic Wait and Rest. So what you can do is when you wait around now for, well, not only can you wait way longer, but when you wait, it sort of happens in real time. You can watch your character sit around the fire. I wonder if you can disable this maybe, in case you didn't want to catch your nice carpet on fire. But very, very cool, very immersive. We got our feet by the fire because it's cold. And because I have a mod, I think, that allows heat to come off of stuff, I think I'm actually getting warmer here. Two cool mods. To me, they go hand in hand. So the next set of mods takes us back to Balmora, because a mod has been released called AFF Affiliates Guild of Mages by AFF, or Douglas Goodall, one of the original Morrowind devs. Essentially, it's just a quest mod. It adds some quests to Galbadir here, where you sort of, I assume, work against Ajira instead of always helping her. And it adds some more quests to Wolverine Hall. I assume they're very low-level, basic starter quests. Just figured I would give this a shout out. More quests, especially on Vardenfell, is always welcome. Super cool. Since we're on the topic of the Mages Guild, I have a mod for you here today that adds some of the coolest spells created so far for OpenMW, in my opinion, called Spells of Morrowind Volume 2 by Scro42. It adds 5 new spells into the game that do this. Isn't that sick? It summons a light source from your inventory to follow you around and illuminate the area. I'm already sold on this mod, but of course there is more to it. First, you can disable it because you want it to be dark again, but you can also conjure a lantern, so that draws from your inventory. This spell draws from any light source in the game. It's pretty randomized, so you don't actually need a torch if you do not have one. Super cool stuff. Almost reminds me of Skyrim, but there's also a spell added by this mod that just gives you the Skyrim wisp. So freaking cool. Perfect for a spellcasting character, perfect for someone who does not want to use torches, who would much rather have a shield equipped. This mod also adds a 5th spell called Haggle Light. So what it does is it summons an orb of light with an inventory that you can drop stuff into that you kind of want to sell, but you don't want to go all the way back to town. Maybe you're in the middle of a dungeon. Here you go. And when you activate it twice, it sells whatever you put in there. And that is based off your mercantile, which I think you can change if you want to get more money from selling stuff like that. But just 5 cool little spells that add so much to the mage character sort of playthrough. Love to see this kind of stuff. I love all of the new spells being released for OpenMW. The final mod on our list today is called Romance Dagoth Ur by LucienneTheSorceress. Now, this mod does have the lore-friendly tag on Nexus, so if you say it's not lore-friendly, just get out of here. It's not true. This is 100% lore-friendly, especially if you're playing an Argonian with this hat. So what this mod does is after you beat the game, your good old pal Dagoth Ur will become a permanent companion that will travel the lands of Morrowind with you. Here you have him. I actually have a mod that overhauls how he looks, so he looks even baller than he normally would. Nerevar, I am grateful to see you again. I see both shock and relief in your expression. I mean you no harm. May we talk? Yes, so you can go through his dialogue here, and he does actually have dialogue, which is awesome. He's not just a textless, nameless Dagoth Ur that's not really Dagoth Ur, but yes, he will travel with you, and you can ask him all sorts of questions. Why are you loyal to me? Look how many questions are here. Care to share a drink? You somehow even know my favorite. I want you to stay here with me until the end. You are forgiven. He can buy and sell stuff for you. He doesn't have any money, but you can buy some random stuff from him. He's a spell maker, he's an enchanter, and he can repair your gear, and he will just straight up, ooh, he actually cast invisibility on us. He will travel with us. I believe he eventually gets a pet that follows him as well. Just a cool little thing. It's kind of similar to the Dagoth Ur companion mod for Skyrim, but obviously it's not voice acted. It doesn't need to be. This is Morrowind. You don't need voice acting. I don't know. I just had to add this mod to the modathon because it does such a good job of making him your companion, giving him stuff to say, and making him actually useful. He's not overpowered. He's not going to one-shot every enemy you run across, but he'll do a dang good job protecting sweet, sweet Nerevar. And that's all we ask for. Anyways, that's going to do it for week 3 of the Morrowind May Modathon. There were more cool mods released these past few weeks, but I can only cover so many. If you guys have some recommendations, leave them down below in the comments. If you'd like to see more Morrowind content, consider liking and subscribing if you have not already, as it does help the channel immensely. Other than that though, thank you for watching, and peace out.